Hey, Mario Lopez here on set of my new production.
Action!
I really wanted my family to be involved in my first film for Great American Family. I was honored to have them be in the film with me, and they have been doing an awesome job, and it's come together great.
And cut!
The Great American Christmas Workshop is in full swing.
He's an actor and TV host who became a star via the iconic Saved by the Bell. Since then, he's been accessing Hollywood. But now Mario Lopez is leading a new Christmas movie for Great American Family called Once Upon a Christmas Wish. I sat down with him recently in Los Angeles to talk about his career, his faith, and his family who join him in the new movie. Here's my exclusive with Mario Lopez. Tell me how growing up in Chula Vista prepared you for this life, what you're doing now.
Well, growing up in the border town of Chula Vista, it being only a couple hours south of LA, it's a world of difference. Nothing there prepared me
For this.
for anything in Hollywood, other than the fact that I was blessed with two great parents who just celebrated 52 years of being married. And my mom, who worked for the phone company, my father, who worked for the city, very blue-collar folks. They immigrated to this country. I'm first generation here, and I was a pretty hyper kid, and there was a potential to direct that energy towards a negative light and possibly get into some trouble, especially it not being the most upscale neighborhood when I was growing up. So my mom's plan was to keep me as busy as possible so I didn't have any time to get in any trouble, and it worked. So I was the only wrestling, karate, dancing, theater kid that I knew.
Yeah, she sends you to dance class at what, 3 years old?
Yeah, literally I had an activity every day after school. And I just kind of did what Mom told me to do, and it worked out.
And here you are still dancing, Mario, including in this latest movie.
That's right, that's
Which
right.
we'll
Nice
talk
segue,
about.
Raymond.
I'm going to get there in a second. Well, I'm with the master. I got to work those in. Tell me, about 10 years old, you start acting. Local commercials, a.k.a. Pablo.
Yeah.
Tell me what that was like for you as a child. Did you enjoy it? Was it wondrous? What was it?
So again, growing up, outside of school, I always had an activity after school, and I didn't know any better other than I just assumed all kids had different activities to do after school. But now I'm so grateful and really appreciate all these activities my parents got me involved in, because I think it helped me not only well-rounded, but have a certain level of confidence in speaking with adults, and I was able to utilize and use all these different sort of traits, talents, what have you.
You're still using them.
And
what do you mean?
and still to this day.
Yeah.
All these years later, I'll be approaching my 40th year in the business, and on my birthday, proud to say I got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which was a nice, beautiful moment. Thank you. And more for my parents. I was really happy to make them proud, and they were both very proud. And I wasn't one of those kids where I always wanted to grow up and be on television. I didn't really have any desire, to be honest with you, but once I fell into it, then I fell in love with it. But I did always love to entertain. I didn't realize that. I love making sure people are having a good time. I love hosting, whether that's my nationally syndicated radio show or my TV shows, or just having people over my house for a game night or for a barbecue. I'm genuinely inquisitive about people. I love hearing stories. I just want to make sure they're having a good time, and I like kind of keeping the festivities and party going. And when I sort of stumbled into that and realized it could become a career, I was like, wow, that's
if I can get paid for this, why not?
That's sort of for me. And so there are no rules when it comes to entertainment. So whether it's singing, dancing, acting, hosting, I love doing it all.
And day drinking.
And day drinking.
I went to Access Hollywood a few weeks ago, and I'm sitting there. Here he is in the afternoon. You're tasting some wine.
That's right.
How often does this happen?
Well, that was my third show that I do 3 different shows every day. I have a nationally syndicated radio show called On with Mario for iHeart. Then I do Access Daily, which is my daytime show where you came and visited. And we have...
And then Access Hollywood.
And then Access Hollywood at night. But the daytime show, we have celebrities and chefs and human interest stories and all these different guests come on, and we have a segment where we interview people at a bar. And yes, that is real liquor in those glasses. And sometimes we do 3-4 interviews. I'm like, whoa, I might have to take an Uber here. So every day I'm having like a little something, but I'm getting better with my 6.
How did the Access Hollywood thing happen? I mean, before that it was Extra, right?
I was on Extra, entertainment show for about 10 years.
Yeah.
And then I stayed in the same time slot on NBC, and Access Hollywood had approached me and had a wonderful time on Extra. But there was different elements involved, and I thought it was time to kind of make a switch. And I've been incredibly happy there, and been there for 5 years, and I love it. So out of all the shows, I'm sort of I'm nestled into Universal Studios here, and I'm sort of their Mickey Mouse. They like to say I'm sort of the Mickey Mouse.
I noticed on your way in. Yeah, I had to fight off the hordes on the way in.
So it's a lot of fun, and again, feel very blessed to be as busy as I am, especially being a former.
Do you be honest with me? Do you ever get weary interviewing these actors?
I love entertainment, and I'm a fan of entertainment. I love TV shows. I love movies. I love music, and
so it still excites you.
It still excites me because there's constant new content out there, and rising stars and old stars. And when you're growing up interviewing people you've always admired, and they like consider you a friend, or they look at you with such respect and know that you've sort of paid your dues and you've been around for a while, then it makes me feel great. And not a day goes by that I don't thank God for the blessings, and I know everything can end just like that. And I feel very grateful to be doing what I'm doing.
I want to go, and you're in everybody's hotel room. Every time I go to a hotel room anywhere, you don't have to worry about me being in the room with a girl. It's Mario Lopez and his wife now.
Sorry about
both
that.
of
That's
you.
right.
Yeah.
You saw
Every
that.
time
That's
I turn the
right.
TV
That's
on, there's you and your wife.
I like to keep the family involved.
Tell me about A.C. Slater, the character we kind of fell in love with you the first time. Well, my wife fell in love. I was going to stop watching it. On Saved by the Bell. How did you discover that character? And I know you based his look on some people of the day. Well, late 80s, right? 89? 1989.
89 is when, the fall of 89 is when we did our first episode, and we went to about 94, 95. And the character of Slater was supposed to be like Travolta's character on Welcome Back, Kotter, like Vinnie Barbarino was supposed to be like this Italian sort of streetwise kid.
Tough guy,
Yeah, and just kind of a wise guy. But when I got cast for the role, the executive producer asked us to write down all our interests, hobbies, talents, and what have you. And because Mom put me in everything, so I wrote down wrestling, dancing, plays the drums, all this stuff. And they ended up incorporating that into the character. So people say you're a lot like your character. I'm like, no, my character is really a lot like me.
Yeah, that's right. They built him around me.
Yeah, they built him around me because he wasn't supposed to be doing all that. And so then...
It was a Saturday morning show.
It was a Saturday morning show, and it blows me away that 35 years later, it's still on TV. It sort of picked up a new life when it went into syndication.
Yeah.
And but
why did it click? Why do you think it clicks? And people hold it so dear. I mean, obviously, it's something you encountered when you were younger, so it's nostalgia.
Absolutely.
But there's something else there.
Aside from the nostalgia factor, it's an incredibly diverse cast, and I think there's someone for everyone to relate to. The girls were beautiful, and I think there was an innocence to it, and it makes you think. I think of a sort of a more innocent, gentle time, right? Because it was just Saturday morning, so we had to keep it pretty
family friendly.
Pretty family friendly, or we were competing with Bugs Bunny.
That's right.
And that's the truth. And so I think there's a sort of charm and cheese that sort of resonates with people, and they may have
there's a sweetness about it.
Yeah,
there's a sweetness to it. What about the reboot? You did the reboot at Peacock. It was there for 2 seasons.
It was there for 2 seasons.
What happened?
You know, the thing with streaming too, and you got
great tune-in.
Great tune-in, wonderful reviews too, and it was critically acclaimed, and we even got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it was great, and I thought they did a very clever job incorporating the some of the original characters with the new characters, and I think just with streaming now in Peacock, the NBC streaming service, it's one of those things where once you attract a certain audience, it's all about quick turnover now, and so I think we were sort of on the precipice of that, and you're going to start seeing that a lot more once they got you sort of tuned in. And it was a very expensive show at the time COVID happened, or all happened. There was many different factors, but I'm very proud of what we did for those couple seasons.
And you know, you did come in at the tail end of the 80s, and it still has that 80s vibe, even though it's the early 90s.
Right.
And so for those of us who grew up in that time, it's a way to, it's a touchstone. I see, you're going to be back in one of the specials.
Oh,
Watch.
great.
Just watch. You'll produce the next one. Tell me about your wife, Courtney. You meet her in 2008, but explain how you met her.
So I met my wife doing a Broadway show. One of my bucket list items was to perform on Broadway, and I got to do the iconic show, A Chorus Line.
God, I hope you get it.
Hey, very good. Very good. And my wife was working on another show at the time, another Broadway show called Crybaby. She had been working on A Chorus Line, then she'd left to go do Crybaby. That show closed. I was doing a 6-month run, and she came on the last 2 months. And I saw this really pretty Italian girl. And I was like, oh, who's that? She wasn't really paying much attention to me or giving me much love. And I said, oh, you're playing hard to get. And she said, no, I just wasn't interested. So she either
So you had to pursue her.
So yeah, well, of course, then I had to pursue her. Then she either succumbed to my charm or pressure and ended up finally taking me up and going out on a date. And I thought, okay, I'll enjoy this time while we're here. I wasn't going to try to sort of make anything work with long distance from LA to New York.
Yeah.
But then I missed her, and she came out one summer when she was doing another show. And I didn't want her to go back, and asked her to sort of stay. And cut to, we're now married 15 years and have 3 kids and 3 dogs, and I couldn't be happier.
And multiple Lopez dance-offs all the time. Where did those come from, those Instagram? It's a family affair. This isn't just you or a kid. It's a whole family.
My daughter, Gia, is the one who sort of quarterbacks all that.
Okay.
She's like a little Paul Abdul in the making. And she gets us doing all these little TikTok dances. And my wife,
Is she the choreographer for these?
she's pretty much the choreographer for these. And
Wow.
usually there are dances that are trending, but then she'll add her own spin and twist to it. And she's really good. And my wife is wildly talented, sings incredible and dances. And so, I think the kids might have gotten a little something from her.
And now the whole family is a part of this new Great American Family movie, Once Upon a Christmas Wish.
Yes.
Tell me about this movie. You play a mayor.
Yes, well, first of all, I'm very excited to be working with Great American Family. I love what they're all about and representing over there. And in this film, I thought it'd be a lot of fun, especially our initial film on Great American Family, to have family in the film. I play a mayor of a town just outside of Chicago, real town, charming town, Long Grove, and they embraced us, and we shot there, and it was wonderful. And I go back to visit my old grammar school and discover an old Christmas list that I wrote. The kids encouraged me to mail it to Santa. Then all of a sudden, all my wishes start coming true from when I was a kid. It's a little Groundhog Day vibe
Cute.
sort of to it, and it's really cute, romantic, and it's got a musical element to it. There's singing, there's dancing to my wife in it, which I like. It's sort of a throwback old Hollywood feel.
And your son Dominic.
My
has a little
son
role.
Dominic is in it. He does really good. He doesn't play my son. He plays a precocious little reporter from the school that sort of busted my chops throughout the film. And my wife does play my love interest. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And I think the families out there will enjoy it.
You produced this as well.
Correct.
When you came across this property, you thought what, as far as how this could be part of families' Christmas memories and coming together as family?
Yeah, that's what Christmas is all about. And I always say the Mount Rushmore of my of life for me are my 4 F's, which are faith, family, fitness, and food.
Oh, I thought football. Okay.
Football, that might be a fit. That might be a fit.
That's 6.
But food for above that, because I'm really a fat kid in real life. I love to eat, and
Me too.
I love food. So, well, you're from New Orleans. You got great food there.
We don't miss too many gumbos.
And in this film, I wanted to not only have a families be able to sit down and watch it, but also kind of have a throwback to those old sort of Bing Crosby kind of feel-good movies right there. I love the music, and I love the dancing, and I love that sort of nostalgia feeling from back in the day, and romance.
Kind of pure romance.
Absolutely.
And I love that you made it a family affair.
Right.
Tell me about your faith. I know in recent years you seem to be more outspoken about your personal faith. Has it revived? I get family as a way of doing that to you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've always, I grew up Catholic, and I've always been proud of my faith. And I know you're not necessarily, they ask you not to speak on it too much, but I'm always very proud of being vocal about my faith. And when asked, happy to talk about it. And as I've gotten older, I've started to build more spiritual muscle. And it doesn't, I don't ever forget where I came from, nor where my strength comes from, or the spiritual muscle I built. And I pray every day, and I think, especially with my family now and being a father, I want to sort of have that infrastructure and be able to instill that with my children, because you need answers in this life, and that's a way to turn to.
And you have to be an example to them.
Absolutely, you have to be an example.
And children who see their father practicing faith, just like reading, the child who sees their father reading has a like 80% chance of reading as an adult. Ditto for the father who is exemplifying faith, prayer, going to church. The child will mimic that. But if that example is not there, the numbers drop like through the floor.
No, you're exactly right. So, it's important to me to not only instill that into my children, it was also important for me to them have a faith-based education. And it's something that, again, when asked, happy to talk about it and proud to talk about it, and being able to do projects where you don't necessarily have to hit someone over the head with it.
Has the faith influenced the type of projects you want to do?
Yes, it has, especially projects that I'm looking forward to producing and being involved in. Absolutely, those are the stories that I want to tell.
Tell me finally about this movie. Will you do others?
Yes, well, I'm proud to say we will do
you
others.
and a Great American Family are going to do other films together.
Yes, I produced another one that'll be coming out later on too, with Carlos and Alexis Peña-Vega, which are another married couple, coincidentally.
Oh, great.
And that was great. We shot that out in Nashville. Turned out really cute too. And we have 2 more in the pipeline, so I'm excited about the partnership and excited to continue to do more programming like this.
Okay, and Once Upon a Christmas Wish premiering this Christmas on Great American Family.
Yes, Once Upon a Christmas Wish premiering Saturday, December 7th on Great American Family. Hope you all check it out. I think you'll enjoy it.
It's important for families to come together and couples around moments where you can share a moment together, but also have a good time, be entertained for a little bit by the Lopez family.
There you
or
go.
a piece of it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we've gotten all the Lopez family. We've had a lot of the members in the film, and
when does Gia get her? When does Gia get
Gia
hers?
was in well before, but she's going to resurface. The only one I haven't gotten in is my youngest, Santino, but he'll be coming. Sonny will be coming.
How old is Sonny?
He just turned 5. But he's okay. He's going to steal the show.
Yeah, okay. We'll be waiting for Sonny's debut.
Sounds
Mario
good.
Lopez, thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Once Upon a Christmas Wish from Great American Family, starring Mario Lopez, premieres Saturday, December 7th. For more information on how to watch, visit greatamericanfamily.com.